holds the Tesseract glow. It shall sweep away all who infest our world. None shall stop us as we take back our... Wait, what? Who are you?
Yoink! Howdy folks, I'm Autumn Witch, and today I'm doing an OSL experiment. I would like to preface by saying that I am an impatient cow and barely a competent painter, so if an idiot like me can make this work, then anybody can. If you want to see how a pro painter does object source lighting, check out Warp Fiend's superb Count Dooku video on this channel. If you want quick and easy, I'm your gal. And I can also do a quick OSL. Right, so I have these models almost finished, as OSL works best when all the other stages are pretty much done. All that's left to finish are the rest of the bases and the transfer on the Librarian's shoulder pad. He's gonna be a space wolf. So we'll start with the Apothecary. The OSL on this model will be coming from the little windows in the container in his left hand. I use Vallejo Dead White to start to fill in the little windows. Although the paint is from the Vallejo Air range, it is already rather thin. I thin it further with a little water and go over the windows a couple of times to get a good coverage. I then look around the model and work out where the light from the windows would hit the rest of the miniature. In this case, it will hit the lower left calf, the cables behind it, and the edges of the container itself that are in line of sight with the windows. Then I go in with the white with solid lines on the very edges and feathering out from there and away from the light source, leaving any recesses that would remain untouched by the light. Once I feel I have covered all angles, I leave it to dry, then move on to the other dude. The principle is the same, however the area I want to glow is far more extensive. I want the eyes, the tubes and the runes to be a vibrant green, because Deathwatch tech tends to be green somehow. I go over the model with Vallejo White again, wherever there are any pipes or solid objects that I want to glow. Given the nature of the runes, it would be very time consuming and require a steady hand than I have, so I thin the white even more and let it run into the runes almost like a wash. Anyway, this works nicely, and it even helps me pick out the runes on the awkwardly positioned left leg. Then I pick out the parts of the armour where the glow would naturally fall, and repeated the same steps as with the Apothecary, with solid lines where the light would land hardest, then feathered out away from the source. Again, I leave this to dry. Now the glow. To apply the actual glow, I shall use Tesseract Glow by Citadel. This is a very vibrant paint and is pretty much designed for this, really. I go over the windows of the container first to gauge the intensity. Once I am happy with the little windows, I then go lightly on the areas where I had established light would hit, and feather it out a little to simulate light spill. Over the leg armour, the piping on the suit and the outer rim edges on the container itself, I repeat that. Boom. Looks good. Next. So the Librarian is the real experiment. The white has settled nicely in all the runes, so I grab some contrast medium and mix it about 3 parts to 1 part Tesseract Glow. Then it goes into all the cracks, recesses and on the edges where I had previously painted them white, and again I feather out a little here and there. Now it hurts my eyes to look at it. I grab Waywatcher Green and go over the glow in deeper or more obscured areas, pulling that brightness back. I then grab Scale 75 Inktense Green and go into all recesses in spots to keep the original glow in patches. Then a very light highlight of dead white on the very edges of the pipes, the fingers of his smiting hand, and the sockets of his eyes. Now they just need them some basing. If you want to see how I do the bases for my Deathwatch, I'll link to that video. With the bases done, I daubed a little of the Tesseract glow by the Apothecary's foot, and just catching the little alien plant that's on there as well. Well, that was a quick and easy way to do OSL. It doesn't have the subtlety and smooth transitions of the more professional techniques, but if you know where to hit the light spill and by how much, you can have something looking pretty decent within a couple of hours. Anyways, as usual, I shall leave you with some fancy shots. But first, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. I have been and shall continue to be Autumn Witch, and I will catch you next time on Bleeding Tree Gaming.